Sunday, November 19, 1882. It was the auspicious occasion of the Jagadhatri Puja, the festival of the Divine Mother. Sri Ramakrishna was invited to Surendra's house in Calcutta. But first, he went to the house of Manomohan in the neighborhood. The master was seated in Manomohan's parlor. He said, "God very much relishes the bhakti of the poor and the lowly, just as the cow relishes fodder mixed with oil cake. King Duryodhana showed Krishna the splendor of his wealth and riches, but Krishna accepted the hospitality of the poor Vidura. God is fond of his devotees. He runs after the devotee as the cow after the calf." The master sang, "And for that love, the mighty yogis practice yoga from age to age. When love awakens, the Lord, like a magnet, draws to him the soul." Then he said, "Chaitanya used to shed tears of joy at the very mention of Krishna's name. God alone is the real substance. All else is illusory. Man can realize God if he wants to, but he madly craves the enjoyment of woman and gold. The snake has a precious stone in his head, but it is perfectly satisfied to eat a mere frog." Footnote: a folk belief in Bengal. Footnote ends. Bhakti is the one essential thing. Who can ever know God through reasoning? I want love of God. What do I care about knowing His infinite glories? One bottle of wine makes me drunk. What do I care about knowing how many gallons there are in the grog shop? One jar of water is enough to quench my thirst. I don't need to know the amount of water there is on earth." Sri Ramakrishna arrived at Surendra's house. Many devotees had assembled there, including Surendra's elder brother, who was a judge. Master to Surendra's brother: "You are a judge. That is very good. But remember, everything happens through God's power. It is He who has given you your high position, and that is how you became a judge. People think it is they who are great. The water from the roof flows through a spout that is shaped like a lion's head. It looks as if the lion were bringing the water out through its mouth. But look at the source of the water. A cloud gathers in the sky and rain falls on the roof. Then the water flows through the pipe and at last comes out through the spout. Surendra's brother. The Brahmo Samaj preaches the freedom of women and the abolition of the caste system. What do you think about these matters? Master. Men feel that way when they are just beginning to develop spiritual yearning. A storm raises clouds of dust, and one cannot distinguish between the different trees, the mango, the hog plum, and the tamarind. But after the storm blows over, one sees clearly. After the first storm of divine passion is quelled, one gradually understands that God alone is the highest good, the eternal substance, and that all else is transitory. One cannot grasp this without tapasya and the company of holy men. What is the use of merely reciting the written parts for the drum? It is very difficult to put them into practice on the instruments. What can be accomplished by a mere lecture? It is austerity that is necessary. By that alone can one comprehend. You asked about caste distinctions. There is only one way to remove them, and that is by love of God. Lovers of God have no caste. Through this divine love, the untouchable becomes pure. The pariah no longer remains a pariah. Chaitanya embraced all, including the pariahs. The members of the Brahmo Samaj sing the name of Hari. That is very good. Through earnest prayer, one receives the grace of God and realizes Him. God can be realized by means of all paths. The same God is invoked by different names. Surendra's brother. Sir, what do you think of theosophy? Master. I have heard that man can acquire superhuman powers through it and perform miracles. I saw a man who had brought a ghost under control. The ghost used to procure various things for his master. What shall I do with superhuman powers? Can one realize God through them? If God is not realized, then everything becomes false.